I know what has happened. There's a bit of a conflict because there's a limit. I'm using a free option, so there's a limit on number of phones. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to use another add-on. I'm just going to, install another add-on and use it for this demo, right? I have put my link because I'm using a free version of calendar. So booking calendar, I'm just going to select another one. So that's the one I'm going to use quickly. Do the same installation. I'll allow. Done. All right. Configure. So I'm just going to switch to calendar booking. You see that, notice that each add-on, when you use an add-on, is associated with the form that you are dealing with. Associated with the form that you're dealing with. Very important. So if the error we just got earlier, if I had a paid version, I would have to, for each new form I want to use a booking calendar, it's counting it. So I now have to pay license for them and etc. But if I use the free one, I have a maximum of 2. So here, exactly. So this is now, because I'm now using a new one, I can pick up a different calendar. Now this calendar, I have configured it with the exact booking options that I want people to see. Because if they are seeing my personal calendar, they will see all sorts of things. And I'll show you that. I'll show you that quickly now. I want the preferred date. I want the stop to look like this. I want a maximum of, let's say, 5 slots. And I want the events to be, it will skip the next 2 days because we want to book ahead, right? And yeah, that's it. When I save that, it's going to go to my calendar and fetch the events on my calendar and then populate them here. That's what it's going to do. So now that means when somebody is filling this form, he's going to see these as a drop-down options. But this is not what I want them to see, right? I want them, okay, let me take this away. There's something I need to take away. Yeah, required. I want them to see something else. So I have built a dedicated calendar for IIS. So I'll select that calendar instead of my personal calendar, right? So that I'll put in my calendar the slot where I'm available for IIS. So if I'm a consultant, I want them to pick the slot where I am available, right? So that's why I now focus on I dedicate a calendar for this purpose. When I save this, it will pull my records from this calendar. Instead of all this stuff that is personal to me, it will pull the events that I have configured deliberately on this other calendar. Can you see that now? Make sense? Please type a yes. Make sense? Make sense? Are we together? Am I too fast? So now let me show you my calendar where it got that information. In my calendar, I have multiple calendars. I can add another one. I can click on here, add other calendars for the purpose. For example, if I want to add, create a new calendar, I can add a calendar named STSB, right? And when I do that, I now specify slots on the calendar that are specific to the reason why I'm creating that calendar, right? Okay, in this case, the calendar I used for that demonstration was IIS. Let me go back. And in that IIS calendar, let me uncheck others. In that IIS calendar, all I have is slots for IIS. Those are the slots they can pick. So I'm not available on Wednesday 30th. So I won't allow it to, it won't be able to pick up anything for 30th because these are the options I've set up, you know, in my calendar for my clients to be able to pick. If you are familiar with Calendly, which is a paid service if you want a certain level of service anyway, you will discover that this can easily replace, you know, Calendly, so to speak. So I want us to interact with it. I'm going to send it again. I'm going to send it. I'm going to put it on the chat this time around, so just very quick. So I want us to interact with it and tell me what your experience is, okay? Then while I will do that first interaction, then make some modifications based on what we've learned, right? Are we there? Together? Is it getting hot? If it's getting hot, please put some fire in it. So much. I think Elizabeth has already put fire in the chat. Is it getting hot? Making sense? Are you finding use cases? Okay. All right. Who is filling the form? Who is responding? I hope we're all still here. Just quickly respond. It doesn't matter what you put there. It's just for demo. Don't think too hard. Okay. So pick up the who has completed one. Select one date. Okay, I'm going to change this thing doesn't look very pleasant. So I'm just going to quickly change the format so that it will look nicer. Okay. The format of the representation. I just want to say start date, title, start date, end date. Yeah. Which one am I using right now? Okay. Right. Forget about the Zoom link. The Zoom link shouldn't show up there. It can show up in their calendar. So has anybody responded? All right, so it looks better now, right? Looks better. So I've selected a better format. So I have one response from Paul. Makes sense. So when I can go and check how Pastor responded. When Pastor responded and picked a calendar, yeah, I'm going to show you this. I'm going to show you this. He picked September 3, 2023, 18 to 19. When that happens, on my calendar, the tool automatically, automatically books that session. Let me see that. We pick that. Yeah. That was 50-50. September 2. Okay, let's say that again. September 2. Yeah, that's it. So automatically books that session for me. Can you see that? You see, I didn't do that myself. The tool automatically booked it. right? Because I have done the mapping. Does this make sense? Make sense? For I wish Kaku was here. This would be useful to her as well. Okay, this is also useful. Yeah, I mean, if you're doing any kind of consulting clientele, whatever it is, yeah. And if you're a PA, this is something for your boss. All right, so that's cool. I found it cool, so I shared. So great. Yeah. So another interesting thing you see in this view is the opportunity to see graphics. You can, if you are an academic, you can easily use this to do some feedback if you know how to use it. But we are not going to go deeply into that today. So that's for calendars and bookings. I'm going to refine this form to show some other interesting things. There's some other interesting things. Now, assuming that I'm using this for a clientele where I have repeat clients, I can restructure this form in a different way, right? So the first thing I do, first of all, I'll ask an initial question. The first question I'll ask is that, are you an existing client of Kenneth Igiri, right? So ask the client. If they are an existing client, right, I already have their email address, right? And I'm just going to add yes and no. If they say, first of all, yeah, I'm going to carry this to the side. If they say yes, I want to skip all this about you and go straight to what they want, right? And they're booking, basically. They're booking. That's what I want to go straight to. So I'm going to use something called validation to do that. So if they're an existing client, I'm going to say go to section based on answer. So if they're an existing client, if they say yes, that means I don't need to know their name, address, phone number, all that anymore. So I create a better experience for them by saying, go to your booking. If they are not an existing client, they go to the next section. This is the required response, right? Now, so if they are an existing client, they're going to jump all this section and then go here, right? LinkedIn visibility and so forth. Okay. So let's try that again. So I want you to just, I don't need to automatically say it is a required question. So I want you to click the link again and fill it again and experience that. Some of you can answer yes, answer no, and see how the form behaves to you. Are we still together? Please tell me you're still together because I only got 2 responses to this. Please try it out, experience it. So I just use validation there, right? Response validation. We're good. Try it out again, try it out. Only 2 responses. I want you to experience that. Assuming you're an existing client, if you say yes, you should go straight to the booking, because in that case, I won't need to ask you all these questions, isn't it? I won't need to ask you who you are because I already have
something?
data. Yeah, say that again. Prosper?
Can I share something, please?
Of course, go ahead.
Okay, I went back to my mail and I saw a Google appointment sent to me. The same schedule I clicked in your stuff also came to my email.
Exactly. That's how it works. Exactly. That's how it works. So it's, I mean, you can find so many ways to use it as a consultant, as a pastor, right? As somebody that, books sessions with people. It's completely automated, right? So thank you for sharing that. Yeah, awesome. Okay, all right. So I have 5 responses now. Let me look at it. Who responded? Lisbeth, Prosper, Eliza. So I hope. So let me see those who respond. Now, when you see the response, some people, everybody said yes. Okay, if everybody said yes, that means they will just everything just jumps, and they will now go straight to the booking, and you see the different slots of booking. You will experience the same thing Paul experienced, that you get the email telling you this is your calendar booking, and I'll also get the notification myself. If I go to my email, I'll get all those notifications completely automated. Then what else? Yeah. Yeah, so here you see that in the first name session, I only see 2 names, even though there are 5 responses. Why? Because for everybody that selected yes, all the questions about who you are were skipped. So it makes it easier for you just make your booking, because I already know you. So you need to leverage that. So let's move quickly. We already have 4:31. When you're having fun, excuse me, it time travels very quickly. There are lots of things I thought to show you, but I didn't realize that this would take so much time. I should make this a 3-hour session. All right, so I'm going to quickly switch to another demo. Let me see. I have a lot to show. Before I switch to that demo, I'll quickly run through the slides once again. Yeah, we have done a little bit of automation with the, okay, you've gotten the form notification, so I can show you that as well. Thank you emails, subject lines, yep, and email notifications. I'll show you a little bit of that before I move. Yes. Calendar bookings, we've done that. Okay, so in summary on the calendar bookings, is great for coaches, consultants, connects to your calendar, and you need to, if it's better to configure a calendar for that purpose, so that your client will only see the slots where you are available, right? And you don't need scheduling apps if you can make this work. All right, then we're going to do 2 more samples. I'll just pick 2 more samples to do to make it useful. I just look at who is on the call and know what will be useful. I'll use an event because Prosper is here, and I'll use quizzes for educational purposes. Okay. Yeah, so then demo advanced design. So we're going to do teacher setting exam questions and an event for registering youth. I would love to do the accounting recording sales, but we don't have enough time. So maybe another time I will make more time for it. Okay. All right, then we'll export our responses. I've shown you a little bit of that already. Okay, I think I've mentioned this about linking sheets, downloading responses, printing. We'll not talk about CSVs, and then being able to use the data. We can't go into deep this, but I just want to mention that there are many platforms like MailChimp, Kairos Africa, Bulk SMS Nigeria, that where you can, now that you have the data, being able to communicate with people automatically because you have a whole set, and it's in the format that these platforms accept, which is CSV format, Excel format that these platforms accept. You can now take it, send messages, send emails, and all sorts of things that you can do with it. But let's do the 2 more demos, and then we'll go ahead. But before I go ahead, I wanted to put in chat, let me know whether any of the demos you find a use case for it in your own specific business? Please let me know in the chat. Let me know so that I know who I have not covered.